Bhuvaneshwari, Assistant Professor in Bioinformatics, Nirmala College for Women. Today we are going to discuss about immune systems.
First, what is immunology? Immunology is a branch of biology which deals with the complex of body functions of the immune system. Next, immune systems. Immune systems are composed of cells, tissue and organs that work together to protect our body. These works are based on memory, some are innate and some are acquired. So, next, cells. Cells are involved in our immune systems that are white blood cells or leukocytes, which are involved in destroying disease-causing organisms and substances. Next, lympholytic system and types. Lympholytic systems are three different parts. They are a network of lymphatic vessels, tissue and organs. So, lymphatic vessels are transport fluid or lumps away from the peripheral tissue into the blood serum. Tissue and organs are the part of our immune system. They contain lymphocytes and white blood cells, and also they helps to promote our body from bacteria and other foreign entities. Next, these lympholytic organs exist as a primary and secondary organs. So, primary organs are allow the maturation of lymphocytes, example thymus and bone marrow. Secondary organs are refers to as a peripheral lymphoid organs. They are involved in promoting the site, example spleen, tonsils, lymph nodes, etc. Next, types of immunity. There are two types of immunity, innate and adaptive or acquired immunities. Innate immunities are these type of immunities present in organisms by birth. They activate immediately when the foreign substances attacks. So next, acquired or adaptive immunity. These immunities are developed over our lifetime. It came from the vaccine. So these adaptive or acquired immunity divided into two types, natural and artificial. Natural immunity has two types, that means active and passive immunities. Active immunities occurs through contact with the disease-causing agents. Passive immunities are acquired naturally when antibodies are transferred to the fetus through the placenta. Next, artificials. Artificials immunity, that means active immunity, comes from injected antibodies that created with a different person or animals. Next, passive immunity. These acquired by means of injections of serum that contain antibodies to an individuals, that means who may have been injected with particular pathogen. Next, types of barriers. There are four types of barriers involved in our immune system. First one, physical. These barriers that prevent microbes from reaching potential site of infections, example skin and mucous membrane. Next, physiological barriers. These provide the crucial first line of defense against pathogens, example intact skin, tears, saliva, HCl in stomach, etc. Next, cytokine. Cytokines are the proteins. These released by the cells and also helps to destroy the pathogens. Example, interferons. Next, cellular. Cellular barriers are the main defense cells in our body. Example, neutrophils, monocyte, macrophages and NK cells. Next, what are the cells involved in our immune systems? First one, the phagocytes. Phagocytes are these cells surround and absorb pathogens and break down them, effectively eating them. Next, neutrophils. Neutrophils are the most common type of phagocytes and these tend to attack bacteria. Next, monocytes. Monocytes are the largest type and they have the several roles. Next, macrophages. Macrophages are patrols for pathogens and also remove dead and dying cells. Next, mast cells. Mast cells are they have many jobs, including helping to heal wounds and defense against pathogens. So next, eosinophils. Eosinophils are they contain highly toxic proteins that kill any bacteria or parasites in contact. Next, basionophils. Basionophils they attack multicellular parasites like the mast cells. Next, natural killer cells. These stop the spread of infections by destroying the infected host cells. Next, cells involved in acquired immunity. First one, lymphocytes. Lymphocytes means these are help the body to remember previous invaders and recognize them if they come back to attack against. These lymphocytes begin their life in bone marrow. Some are stay in marrows and develop into B lymphocytes or B cells. Other head to the thymus become T lymphocytes or T cells. There are two types of lymphocytes, B and T lymphocytes. B lymphocytes these produce antibodies and help alter the T lymphocytes. T lymphocytes are they destroy compromised cells in our body and help to alter other leukocytes. Role of B lymphocytes. B lymphocytes are developed in bone marrow. These cells are activated on their encounter with foreign agents. These B cells immediately differentiate into plasma or memory cells, plasma and memory cells, which can produce antibodies to specific foreign particles or foreign particles. Then these antibodies attach to the surface of antigen and destroy it. So next, antibodies. Antibodies are a part of a large family of chemicals that called as immunoglobulins. These plays in many roles in immune response. These antibodies lock into the antigens, but they do not kill it off, only make it for death. The killing is the job of other cells such as phagocytes. So there are 5 immunoglobulin classes are there. First one, IgG. IgG means these are the first one immunoglobulins, that means gamma. These marks microbes, so other cells can recognize and deal with them. Next one, IgM means mu. Ig mu. These are expert at killing bacteria. Then IgA alpha. These congregates in fluids such as tears, saliva. That means where it protect gateways from some organisms into our the body. Next, IgE epsilons. These protect against parasites and also blame for allergies. Next, IgD delta. These stays bound to B lymphocytes, helping them to start the immune responses. Next, role of T lymphocytes. T lymphocytes are originate into the bone marrow and can develop into the thymus. These T lymphocytes are differentiate into helper cells, cytotoxic cells and regulatory cells. So these T lymphocytes, when some cells are triggered by an antigens, the helper T cells release cytotoxics. These act as a messengers. So these cytokinase initiate the two differentiations, that means B cells into plasma cells, which release antibodies against the antigens. So there are two different types of T lymphocytes, helper T cells and killer T cells. So helper T cells are these are coordinate with the immune response. Some communicate with the other cells and some are attract more T cells and cell eating pathogens. So next, killer cells, killer T cells. Killer T cells attack other cells. They have only particularly useful for fighting viruses, and they work by recognize small parts of the virus on the outside of the infected cells and destroy them infected cells. Next, vaccines. Vaccines are made up of antigen to the pathogens that cause the disease. For example, smallpox vaccines. These contain antigen of pathogen causing smallpox vaccines. So, when a person vaccinated with a smallpox vaccines, the antibody producing cells are simulated that produce smallpox antibodies. So, these only product our body against disease causing bacteria for future. Next, autoimmunity. Autoimmunity are sometimes the immune systems attack its own tissue and organs instead of the foreign agents. These only called autoimmunity. For example, type 1 diabetes is an example of autoimmune diseases.
We have come to the end. I hope you learn about something about the immune system. Thank you.